Good morning. My name is Frank Callahan, and I'm President and CEO of International Wayside Gold Mines. I'm presenting our company today, as well as answering your questions posted by your investors who are watching the presentation at a scheduled time. If you're watching this presentation outside of our scheduled time, please post your questions as we'll be checking over the next couple of days and answer them. And before I begin, I'd like you to take a few minutes to review our disclaimer, which you can review at any time by coming back to this slide. You're going to see this is a map of the company's property. What we have here is the Caribou Gold Belt. The belt itself is some 60 kilometers long and has had 7 former producing mines on it. At the bottom of the slide, you'll notice the QR mine and mill. This is a transaction that has not yet completed, but is expected to complete about the middle of January. Once that transaction is complete, we will have actually assembled the assets of 4 different public companies and put them into one. The new company is going to be called Barkerville Gold Mines. That will happen once we go to shareholder vote, which we're expecting to do the middle of this month, December. And that being said, the middle of January, we actually should have the shareholder vote completed. This is actually just giving you a little bit of background. We've been focused in this camp since 1994. We have fantastic expertise in the Barkerville mining camp area and the engineering to actually complete this transaction and actually take this from a junior explorer to a junior miner. The new company, as I mentioned earlier on slide 2, was that we are going to have a new company called Barkerville Gold Mines, as Wayside has sold its tax losses. The assets of the newly created company will include the QR mine and mill with developed and inferred gold assets. We're going to have 2 complete gold resources, one at the Bonanza Ledge, which is in the throes of being permitted, and the other at the QR mine and mill. We have just over 930,000 ounces combined. That's 43-101 compliant. And the property size is well over 100,000 hectares and contiguous to all the mineral tenures. And our historic production on the property recorded production is over 4 million ounces. This just gives you the issued note standing, the current issued note standing of International Wayside Gold Mines. That's self-explanatory. I won't bother going through all of that because you'll be able to see it. And on the bottom of the page actually demonstrates pretty much everything that I've just given you verbally. This is the combined assets. And what we've done here is we've taken the tax losses of Wayside and sold them to Cross Lake, which has gone into receivership. Wayside had approximately $25 million in tax losses. Cross Lake had near $50 million in tax losses, and they had a debt outstanding to Procon Mining and Tunneling. Combined, we've taken those tax losses. Procon will actually assume all of the tax losses, and we've spun out all of the assets of International Wayside Gold Mines and Cross Lake Minerals into the newly created company called Barkerville Gold Mines. That company, the shares will be issued to all of the shareholders of Wayside on a share-for-share basis. So the total issued outstanding, if it were to complete today, would be 36 million shares issued outstanding for Barkerville Gold Mines. And it would have in assets the 60-kilometer-long belt, the Caribou Gold Belt, which Wayside had, which was the accumulation of Island Mountain Gold Mines, Gold and Caribou Resources, and Wayside. Then the 4th transaction was the Cross Lake property, which is the QR mine and mill. And as I was saying earlier, that will be completed at the middle of January. We have the combined assets. We have a positive pre-feasibility that was received in September for the Bonanza Ledge deposit. We have a mining permit we expect to have issued in the first quarter of 2010. We also have an additional project that we've been working on since 1995, and that is the Caribou Gold Quartz Mine project. And we've actually started drilling on that this past fall. This is 2009. And we're expecting to actually have a permit issued for it for 2011. There is a current resource on there that's just light of 500,000 ounces of a couple of grams. We expect to actually increase that resource and improve the grade. Now, so those assets, plus the combined assets of the QR mine and mill, which I mentioned is a 900-ton-a-day facility. It has a light of 200,000 tons of just, again, light of 6-gram material. And there's an inferred resource of about 100,000 ounces. The permitting is in process for it. It was pouring gold bars up into February of 2009, and we actually expect to start mining back there the 1st of February 2010. This actually is just a summary of what we've got in terms of property. Again, the belt is some 60 kilometers long by 20 kilometers wide, 7 former producers on it, and historic production is a light of 4 million ounces. The company's completed, Wayside now has completed over 750 drill holes for light of 80,000 meters. There's 106 drill holes into the BC vein. That's over about a 1.6 kilometer long stretch, which have not been added into the model, and we'll actually undertake that in the first of 2010. We're currently in the middle of a program of doing 202 holes under the 1200 level on the Caribou Gold Quartz mine. This is where we have a compliant resource of 500,000 ounces. We expect to actually increase that significantly in 2010. We're going to be twinning some holes that were drilled that are non-compliant holes that were drilled in 1980 and 81 by Wharf Resources. And again, that will help us increase the resource. There's an awful lot of areas within the property that have not had a chance to be prospected on or drilled, and that over the next number of years will actually take place.